Hey guys, it's time for Twin Flame Truth TV. I'm Elle Hari, Twin Flame Alchemist, writer, teacher, and coach. And in today's episode, we are going to be discussing Ascension. Ascension, what it is and what it looks like. So, Ascension is the whole entire point and purpose of our existence in every lifetime. We come to Earth in every lifetime to basically learn about ourselves as the deepest levels of ourselves as beings. Our being is our soul, not our physical body, but our soul. And eventually, throughout all of your lifetimes that you've had, you have learned enough to get to the point now to be able to experience your twin flame journey. For those experiencing a twin flame journey, the twin flame journey is the very first step of ascension. And ascension is essentially like a 3-step process. The twin flame journey is like the first step of that process. So why is the twin flame journey the first step for people on the twin flame journey? Because every process, every thing that you need to attain or learn, everything begins with you, with yourself. And of course, that's what the twin flame journey is. That's who the twin flame is you, right? Remember, it's not that physical body over there. You're not your physical body. You are your soul. Your twin flame is your soul. So the twin flame journey has to do with you and your soul. So you are learning about and, collapsing the duality within yourself, the duality that makes it appear and seem in the physical world like you and your twin flame are two separate people and two separate beings, when in reality and actuality, you are one being. And, but it's that duality inside, which is fear, that the twin flame journey, what you're doing is you're collapsing that duality. You are essentially taking away any illusion of separation, and you are realizing that you are one. You are one with your twin flame. You are reconciling the two components of your being, your soul, your soul's being as it is here in the physical world, the duality of that, which is the push-pull energy. You are push-pull within you, and you are reconciling that, balancing it out, neutralizing that, which takes away the fear, because the fear is the fact that it's duality, the fact that they're two opposite things, push-pull. That is fear. That is separateness, two opposite things, right? So you collapse that, you take away that, and it makes you become and feel like you're one. You collapse and take away that separateness. So that's basically what you're doing in the first step of ascension, the twin flame journey. You're doing that for yourself. As you move along the ascension process, you're going to be doing that, with others, with other people who aren't you and your twin flame, right? In your twin flame, one being, other people, other beings. But still, we are all connected. We are all one. And so, through the ascension process, you collapse that separateness with others, and you become one with them. And then eventually you see yourself in everyone. And so that's basically the ascension process. But what does that really mean? So ascension means to ascend. It's a rising up. So ascend, rise up. It's not a physical rising up. Your body isn't going to magically levitate. You're not going to be floating through the air or anything like that. It's rising up of your level of consciousness and awareness. And really, consciousness equates to very closely to your being, your soul. It is your soul, and it is love. And so what did I say to even get through the steps is we have to, we're collapsing the illusion of separateness. We're collapsing duality, which means we are removing fear. We're transmuting fear into love. We are, becoming fearless, essentially. So ascension is fearlessness, is love. And so that is ascension. And, it is a process. It's, just anyone experiencing the twin flame journey knows that, that's just with yourself and, how challenging it is. And it's simple, but it's challenging. It's challenging because we have fear within ourselves, through our minds, through our egos. They are fear. And so, they're created to do this. They're created to get in the way and to, enact their own, logic and put in, bring things down into the physical world of explanation and analysis and things like that. They're very much focused in the fear-based world, because in the physical world, because the physical world is where fear exists, in this 3D, third dimension physical world. So this is the dimension of fear, of ego. And so, it's really transcending that fear, transcending the ego, that is ascension. And then, so once you reach ascension and your twin flame reaches ascension, that means you have no fear, you're fearless. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to get out of this light. I have this light coming in through the blinds. Anyway, so you reach this, this fearless level of consciousness. You just have no fear, no illusion of separateness, no duality within you. And then at that point, you with the twin flame journey anyway, that's when you and your twin flame both reach that level of consciousness. It's called the sacred twin flame reunion. And so what that means is that's when, all this amazing magic happens that, you can sometimes read about with twin flames, that, all of the just like totally communicating only on like telepathic levels, no words needed. You get a divine mission that you're going to, be in charge of, using to heal the world or heal people in the world, or somehow, help the rest of the planet. And by heal, I mean help them to ascend and to raise their level of consciousness as well. And it's kind of like almost contagious, I want to say. It's not contagious, it's like the law of attraction, but like, as more and more people's levels of consciousness rise and ascend, that helps bring more people up to that level as well. Because it like attracts like. So the more that ascend, then the more that will be following. And so that's why we see so many people recently just experiencing an awakening to their twin flame journeys. Because, just as more people do, more and more people are going to, because then more people than that. Because, it's just everyone gets pulled along with it. And so that's really the point and purpose of the twin flame journey is the first step of ascension. So, but ascension, what does it look like? Well, see, I'm pretty balanced regarding the twin flame journey and the twin flame. So I'm working on my second step of ascension personally. And so what I can say from like my experience just from this, I'm not yet reached ascension, but I'm just working on, after having squared it with myself through my twin flame journey, I can say that now, ascension, from what I can see, at least through the first step, is it looks like, and I'm not talking about the physical relating with the twin flame. I've done videos on that. You can ask me questions about that. That's fine. I'm talking about right now, just the ascension part, like what it is, what it looks like, for me interacting with the rest of my life, with the rest of the world. And from my experience, it looks like that you transcend your ego. There's no ego. I mean, there is still, because I'm not ascension. To have no ego, you'd reach ascension. But there's less and less ego, which means you find your fear and your patterns of fear and your behavior of fear. And there's fear, involved in all interactions that you have. I'm not talking about the twin flame journey part right now. I'm talking about the ascension part. And so, which, beyond where I'm at now. And so it's like you just, you transcend the ego. So which means that, you face your fears and you become fearless in relating with everyone. And you realize that, when you have no ego, then you make yourself vulnerable. And that is also fearful. I mean, that feels very fearful. But, you speak your truth, you put it out there, and, your ego's not there. So you're not concerned with what other people do, say, think, or feel. And mostly, and in particular, what they do, say, think, or feel about you or regarding you. That's no longer concerning to you. And when you don't have that concern, you don't have an ego, and then you're able to, relate with people in your truth, in your truth, and you face your fear, because it's very scary to do that. Believe it or not. I mean, it might not sound that way, but it is when you really get down to it. I mean, people are like, you can, yeah, of course, you say the truth all the time. If you're an honest person, that's fine. That's great. Not so scary necessarily. But when you're doing it from a higher level of consciousness than, the majority of people around you in your life yet, just because they haven't yet, experienced their twin flame journey, they haven't yet, completed this first step, then, you're kind of, it is different. It's a different way of relating with people than just being in the normal 3D way, where you may sometimes feel, and this is a challenge and fear as well, that you are, making yourself vulnerable and vulnerable and vulnerable, and other people aren't. It's like almost feel like you're the one who's maybe sacrificing, or other people are going to look at you and think that you're weak, or anyone could pull one over on you because you're not going to be stuck in your ego and argue with people or be in the drama, or cut people off and avoid people and block people and all of that, right? It's just that, but that's not weakness. And see, so you face like these 3D physical world fear-based opinions and viewpoints and stuff, and then that's another thing. You realize that what other people are doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and their opinions are irrelevant. And you in this whole process, what you're doing is, yes, you're becoming love and more and more your true self and authentic and soul, and you're becoming empowered, and because you are power. And when you realize that you no longer have to concern yourself with what anyone else is doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and especially about yourself, then that just empowers you. It takes your power, it gives you your power back, because you know that you and you alone are responsible for how you feel. And that is a really, really big thing, and a huge lesson for everyone to learn. And I mean, even, on the twin flame journey, and before the twin flame journey, and after the twin flame journey, is that, as soon as you make anyone else, you think in your head, make anyone else responsible for how you feel, or you think you are responsible for making anyone else feel a certain way, you have given your power away. You don't have power. And the whole point of ascension and overcoming and transcending fear and ego is realizing, like just knowing and realizing and taking that power and knowing that you and you alone are responsible for your feelings, and you are not responsible for anyone else's. And that's just it's so empowering. Like I can't even begin to tell you. But anyway, so the whole ascension process is really, it's about loving yourself and continuing to love yourself, not just in the twin flame part of the journey, of the process, but also, with other people. And as that happens, you see how you are all one, and how everything that that everyone is reflecting back to you yourself, your own things. And so then you also take responsibility for other people's actions, and in that action as well, you become vulnerable, and in that action as well, you also drop your ego. And I'm not saying you take responsibility, like someone commits a crime and you go say, oh no, I did that crime, turn yourself into the cops or something. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, just for yourself, within yourself, like, if you're gonna like blame someone for something or get angry with someone, you realize that, hey, if they're angry with me, it's because what anger am I holding towards them, right? And so chances are you've been holding somewhere. I mean, that's going to be a given, because everyone is your mirror. And so twin flame journey, we see it exactly. Twin flame journeys are exact reverse mirror, because they are us exactly to a T. They are our exact soul vibrational frequency. No one and nothing else in the entire cosmos shares our exact soul vibrational frequency with us, except for the twin flame, because they aren't really anyone else, they are us. But other beings, other souls, don't vibrate with us exactly, but they still share part of their frequencies with us. Maybe not the whole entire matched up frequency, but maybe one or two parts, or I don't know how frequency works, but they do jive with us in some way, and we are all connected because we're all descendant from one source energy. So, you know, you just see, and they do reflect various things back to us, not in the exact way and intensity and immediacy as the twin flame does, but they do. They reflect everyone is reflecting back to you, you know, emotions and thoughts that you have. And so that's another part of the growing of this ascension process, is to really, you know, look at everything else around you and outside of you as feedback for where you are, and then owning that, and then taking responsibility for that. So I hope this helped explain it. It's kind of convoluted. It's kind of difficult to put a lot of this into words because, you know, ascension's so, I mean, just limitless, just like the soul is limitless, just like love is limitless. And it's like these things are really hard to define and put limiting into words, you know, that are limited. But anyway, I hope that sort of explains it, that this is the whole point and purpose of the twin flame journey. It is not, and never has been, to, you know, be in a physical relationship with your twin flame. Yes, that can happen. That can, I mean, totally happen, but that's not the point. That isn't this whole experience you're experiencing is about so much more than that. It is way bigger than that. And so, there's a lot of really cool stuff too once you do balance out with your twin flame. And if you're in a physical relationship with your twin flame, or if you're not in a physical relationship with your twin flame, when that happens, even so, there's just so much more beyond it that is just going to keep going. The journey does not end with the twin flame journey. You're going to continue until you reach ascension, and it's awesome. It's an awesome ride. So thanks for watching. I just want to let everyone know that I'm having my first live event. It's called A Journey to Love, and it's on December 14th. It's going to be in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. And stay tuned. Watch the space, because I will be giving out information on how you can get free admission to this event. It's going to be awesome. You're going to learn your soul signature. That's the exact frequency of your soul that you share with your twin flame and no one else, in words. And as close words as we can, like I just said, like things like that you can't really put into limited word. I mean, but every frequency has like, you know, a description. It does have a certain specific vibration. Everyone's soul does. And this vibration, the soul signature, it dictates, it's a centerpiece for every single one of your lifetimes. It's been your blueprint of your existence through every lifetime. It dictates your passions, your purpose, and eventually it will be the centerpiece for your divine mission that I just spoke about when you and your twin flame both reach ascension and your twin flame sacred union. It really holds the key to understanding and seeing how you've been relating with people in every relationship you've had, especially with your twin flame, how your twin flame's been relating with you. And really just what you desire, what you shy away from. It's just, it encompasses it all. It's just the key to you, to your being. And of course your twin flame, because you're the same being. So it's just really awesome. It's something that my teacher Leora shared with her students, and I am now sharing with people at this event. So yeah, if you would like to learn how to get free admission, you know, stay tuned, or you can drop in the comments or let me know, and we'll reach out to you with some information very shortly. So thanks for watching this edition of Twin Flame Truth TV, everyone. Have a great week and lots of love.